What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to be replacing the seals in this transmission. This is a 2002 MB2 Mazda Miata manual. In my last episode, I did uh, transmission fluid on my NA. So today is going to be transmission seal for my MB2. I'll be swapping this engine into that. This is the original one. Has a rod knock, so it's bad. I'm gonna be replacing this one, swapping it out. So this car is going to be manual, so it's gonna be a manual swap as well. So there will be more videos coming up. So let's get started. The first thing I gotta do is have to remove uh, the throwout bearing. So let's do that. Let me show you real quick. You have these pins right here, so you have to like pull them up on each side to release that ball, that pivot ball. Let's see. So you push it outwards like so, and there it goes. You get your throw bearing. Take the fork out, and then I'll be removing. Well, I'm just gonna leave this. Doesn't seem to be that dirty, so it's pretty clean still. So what you got? Let me just take a look at the bearing. Seems to be okay, but I removed the transmission, so fuck it. I'm just gonna replace it anyway. Another thing is this thing. This is how it works. You have to pull this outward. Same with the other one to release that ball. As you can see, supposed to have some grease on it. It's pretty dry. I had to clean this out because he has some clutch dust and some other debris in there. So I had to clean it up as much as I could before I put the new stuff in. So what you have to take a look is you have to take a look at this retainer and see if it's got any scoring or any scratches or any damage. This one seems to be okay. I see some rubbing marks, but I think it should be okay for the most part. I hope. So you have 2, 4, 6 bolts. These are going to be 12 mil. So let's get started. I'm gonna be taking those out. You always want to remove like in cross patterns to avoid any bending or warping. Okay, now the bolts are out. They're all the same size, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. Now, if you see, they had Loctite in them, so you may want to put some Loctite on them just to make sure they don't come out with a vibration. So let's see how it comes out. Oh, it came out pretty easy. Well, this thing's still leaking. So what I'm gonna do is get a rag. I'm surprised because I had already drained this shit out. Apparently not. Yeah, you might want to get some towels and shit. Some paper towels. Just pull this out carefully. And there it is. I'm glad I actually decided to do it. It seemed pretty clean on the outside. Didn't see any previous leakage or any oil coming out anywhere around that bezel. But like I said, I took the engine. I took the engine out. I took the transmission out, so might as well do it. So yeah, that gasket seems pretty nasty. This thing looks pretty nasty too. So this has never been done before. So I mean, the car the car is supposed to have 50, I think 56,000 miles on it, which when I took the engine out, that red engine, that engine with the red cover on it, belonged to another car that I had, and I basically I threw that away because it was sitting for a long time, so the whole freaking car just kind of rusted away, and but they didn't drive it very much. So that was the story that I was told, which I didn't care. I know these engines, they last forever anyway. But so when I took the engine apart, I did I took the valves out, replaced the seals, lapped the valves. So it kind of reflected low mileage, but I don't know exactly the mileage it had. I don't know if the odometer was wasn't swapped or anything on it. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But the engine looked pretty clean. Everything inside the head looks super clean. So really, there wasn't actually need for me to remove anything or replace anything. But I did it anyway because just for the heck of it. So I'm cleaning this thing out, and I heard people saying that they have trouble taking this out. Um, but I'm gonna try something that I saw and see if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. Hopefully I don't fuck it up. So what you're gonna do is you wanna get a flathead screwdriver like this one is like 3/8. Just gonna put it on the back of the seal like so, and then you just tap it out. You give it a gentle tap, and it's supposed to come out. Nope, didn't come out. Oh, now it is falling apart. Okay, let's give it another shot because they made it look so simple. It never is. I'm just gonna prying this out. Some people actually cut them out because they get in there so tight. Let me give it another tap. See what happens. There he goes. I did a little bit of scoring, which is not good. I'm gonna have to rectify that. But yeah, it came out. I put a little dent on there. So let me fix this, and I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I cleaned this out. Put a little, I put a little dent on there. You're not really supposed to do that, but there was an easy way to take that stubborn seal out. So I got a replacement. So you kind of scored where the bevel is right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit deep. Um, but I mean, if all of this is okay, I mean, it should be fine. If the seal is good, it should seal properly. So, all right, this is a genuine, it's an OEM part. That's why it took a little longer to get. This is pretty inexpensive, even though it's original Mazda. So what you want to do is you want to put in some lubricant. It can be grease. It doesn't have to be specific uh, grease or lubricant, just anything to avoid friction between the seal and the surface, and also it makes it easier to push in, put it back in, to press it in. So it has to be put in to press on it firmly. All right, like so. Just go around. You have to feel it, your fingers, if it's seated all the way in. Just kind of press around it. Then this one, it's already in there, pretty good. So just make sure don't fuck this up. The side where the spring is, which is this one here, is facing this way. It's facing outward. So when you put it in, it has to go in this way. So I think this one is already in there. You can you can tap. I think there's a 30 millimeter socket that you can use to press this in, which I don't have. I don't think I got one that big, but I just pressed it in with my fingers. It went in pretty good. And I checked all the way around on the bevel, and it seems to be seated properly. So I think I'm good. So next up, I'm going to remove the seal, which seemed to be okay. Still a little, it is still flexible, but I don't know if you can see, it's burned on the side. So why not? Let's go ahead and replace it anyway. Fuck it. Oh, another thing I forgot. This thing came out. This washer. Don't lose it. This goes into this. So do not lose this washer. You have to put some grease on it as well to keep it attached to the retainer. That makes it easier to put it back in, to install it. Dry it real quick, like so. Just make sure you clean this up. Had a little RTB on it. is fine. Let me put in some more anyway. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do. I'm not going to do RTB on this. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some. I got this lubricant um, assembly lube because it's really sticky, so it works pretty good on the seals. That helps keep the seals in place when you're installing. So this is the part number that I got. This is a OEM Mazda. Let me show you. This one is for that, and then the one I just replaced. Let me see if it's got a part number, so you can, if you're looking for it, this will be it. What I did, I bought this on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, just type this H501-17-103, and it'll pop up. So on this one, it's FE50-16225A, and it just popped right up. So that's how I got this one. Because I looked it up, and there's a bunch of them, but they actually don't say the brand. I mean the make and model. Um, I don't know why. So I didn't get those. Were a little cheaper, but I didn't want to cheap out on this because this is transmission stuff. So they don't want to fuck this up. So this is going the same way, going this way. So let me put some lube on this thing. Just make sure it matches, and it does. So I'm gonna get some assembly lube, put it on. This thing is pretty sticky, so like I said, it helps. It helps holding seals in place, because sometimes those gaskets want to move around and they don't sit properly. So this is gonna help keep it. Here we go. And I almost forgot that washer. You want to do the same. Just put enough for this to stick on this. There you go. And now let's put this thing back in. Let's just triple check. Yeah, I fucked up. I mean, well, didn't really want to score that thing, but I don't think it's gonna have an issue. I mean, um, this whole thing is fine, so I don't think it's gonna have an issue. But if so, I'm gonna have to replace the bezel, which has a little bit of wear on it. I see some scoring, so if I have any issues, I'm just gonna replace it. I should have ordered it, but it looked pretty good to me, so I didn't want to fuck with it. So I'm going back with this thing, gently. There you go. Perfect. So now I'm just gonna put a screw in there to hold it. There you go. Put a little tiny bit of Loctite, if I had any. This thing is empty. Let me get another one. Let me get another one real quick. Okay, here we go. Actually, I'm gonna have to clean this up, so I'll be back in just a sec. This screw seems to be a little bit dirty. There you go. I think it should be fine. Clean the threads a little bit. Just put a little bit. Doesn't take much. Got a wire brush and Loctite. Just to make sure the threads are clean. A little bit of Loctite. The thread seems to be a little dirty because the screw had a hard time going in there. Get some more. Yeah, two more to go. This is the first time I'm messing with transmission, so I'm not a mechanic by any means, but it's a little hobby that I got lately. Got a few other projects that I got going on, so I'll be uploading videos. I got a 1990 300CX that I'm working on. I mean, it's already pretty much done. I should have made some videos. Had a lot of fun taking that shit apart. And then I got my, show you real quick, Toyota MR2. It's a 91 NA. That one I took everything apart, put it back together, and something went wrong because it's not running good. So, but hey, I'm learning, so it's all right. Okay, so I got the 6 screws in. So now the torque, um, the torque specs will be between 14 and 18 foot-pounds. So to be safe, I'm gonna go with, let's do, I'm gonna do 15. Setting up my, I'm setting up my torque, my wrench here. I'll do 15 just to be on the low side. So let's do it the same way. I wish I had a shorter extension. I go all the way around again just to make sure. And then I'll grab another wrench that I got because this one is, there you go. So I did 15. So now next up, let's put this thing back together. So this one looks like it's got some overspray. I don't know if they messed with it before. I don't know. So what you want to do is you want to add some grease, just a little bit of grease to these contact points right here. This one seems to be okay, but make sure yours are not, like, don't have excessive wear. This one seems to be fine, so just a little bit on this side. And then on the contact point, you want to add some of this, some right here. And then on the pivot point, on the pivot ball, put some grease on there too, like so. Let me grab my new throat bearing. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of this lubricant, just a little bit. Just put it on there just to make it a little easier for the throat bearing. All right. So now it's probably the fun part, trying to get this in there. Slide it in, and then make sure this ball makes a click. There you go. So now just make sure this thing is going back and forth as it should. And it is. So we're good on the front. So now let's take a look at the back. I'm gonna flip this over. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I'm gonna be replacing this seal, this back seal. So this one is a little bit different. It has a metal ring around it. So the way to remove this, you actually have to tap it out. Same way with a screwdriver. That's what I've seen guys do. So I'm gonna give it a try. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic by any means. This is just a hobby. So do this at your own risk. Same way I'm doing it. Like you saw, I fucked up a little bit on that bezel in the front. So they say you have to tap it. Just tap from the sides. Did you see it coming out? This one is pretty old and it had a leak for sure, because I can see the rust around it. So you can see, well, I don't know if it leaked or not, but worn out. So next up, you have to clean this up real good, because I'm gonna be putting some RTB, just a little bit on this side. So you want to make sure this surface is pretty clean, so the new RTB doesn't have any issues sticking to the surface. Some RTV doesn't like oily surface, dusty. So let's clean it up. There you go. I'm gonna grab some cleaner just to make sure. Like that. Surface is a little bit rusty on the edges. I'll show you in just a sec. Like right there. Let me show you real quick so you know what I'm talking about. Has a little bit of rust. So let's get the new one. This is the new one. You got this also on Amazon. And this brand is supposed to be good. So I can remember is if I look this number up 710818 or just go the year and model and do transmission rear seal, and this, yeah, I think this is the number that I think I keyed that in. I think I typed it in, but you can give it a try. All right, so let's get some RTB onto this thing. Got a brand new thing of RTB. Like I said, it takes just a little bit. It doesn't take very much. Make sure you use. I'm using this gray stuff. This gray RTB is good for high temperature and vibration. It's called high torque, I think. High torque RTB. Here we go. So there it is. I'm gonna put a little more. Yeah, these gloves drive me nuts. I'm gonna take them off. Nah, fuck, I'm not gonna take them off. But they drive me nuts. Okay, now to put it in, you have to tap it. Tap this out. Now you have to tap it in. Just pushing this with your fingers. So the best way to do it is to hold it on one side and then just tap on the other, like so. Yep, it is working. It's going in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab an extension and then just try to tap it in. Let's go all the way around it. Yeah, you can actually hear when it's already all the way in. You can hear it and you can feel it as well. You can hear the sound of the metal against the metal. There you go. So we're in there, so might want to wipe all the way around for any RTB kind of squished out. And that should be all. That should be all. Sorry it took a little long. It's a little long video, but like I said, I'm not a mechanic by any means. So this is a learning process. So next time I'm gonna be doing, like I said, I'm gonna be swapping this manual, this engine. This belongs to an MB1, so just a little bit different than the MB2. This was a 1999. This is a 2002. So I'm gonna have to figure out a few things with the wiring and whatnot. So it's gonna be another episode. So this is all for today. Thank you guys. Stay tuned.